I went on as a guest on the Bad Financial Show, and I didn't have any books. I just went on for fun. I said, yeah, I'm just kind of doing that for fun, just to help folk as a ministry at the church. And he goes, well, if you got any questions about that, call up. And phone rang, and he never got any phone calls. He didn't know what to do. He didn't even know how to put the guy on the air. And so he said, hey, come back. Let's do that again, because his phone never rings. And so I did it like 2 times, and then he quit. And then we went down and talked that guy that was running that station into letting us work for free. And so a couple guys, me and a couple other guys, went on the air answering questions in a really heavy hillbilly twang. About the same time I had finished writing on my laptop in my living room on the very first version of Windows. This is 1992, my first book. And I self-published it, carried it home in the trunk of my car, got 1,000 copies. And I went on the radio and said, hey, y'all get my book. And some people did. And 18 months later, to get to your question,
Yeah.
we moved the card table out of my living room and one old beat-up desk from the days when I went bankrupt, and opened an office in an 800 square foot month-to-month rent. And me and another guy, and the other guy was going to do financial coaching the way I teach to do that. I was going to continue to do that, and we launched in April of 1994 a class on how to handle money. It was actually how to avoid bankruptcy. And one of the lessons was on the different types of bankruptcy. One of the lessons was on how to stop a foreclosure. If it's an FHA, if it's a VA, or if it's Fannie Mae, different processes to stop a foreclosure. And, all these different things. And the people that came weren't bankrupt. They were just making a lot of money and spending it all.
Oh, okay.
So they were broke. It was all the money comes in, all the money goes out, only the names are changed to protect the innocent. But they weren't behind on their house payment.
Right.
They just were fighting with each other in their marriage, and they didn't know how to do a budget, and no one ever told them about insurance. So I took the bankruptcy and the foreclosure lesson out and replaced it with a retirement lesson and a here's how investments work lesson, compound interest, and which is, still for the general public causes their brains to just go melt down in a wonderful way the first time you see compound interest, right?
Yeah.
And so, that was called Life After Debt in April. And 4 people came the first night. I sold 3 of them. So for you digital people, I had a 75% conversion rate set up, right? And then we changed it to called it Financial Peace University 5 months later in September, 6 months later. And now Financial Peace University's had 10 million people go through it, and 50,000 churches have taught it.